So thank you for being here. My name is Miss McCann. I'm the principal here at the Antigo Middle School, and we are very excited to have a wonderful Veterans Day program for all of you today. So good morning and welcome to the Antigo Middle School 2024 Veterans Day program. We want to thank all the community members who have joined us today. We also want to extend a special welcome to all our veterans who are here with us today. Veterans Day is a day to thank all who have served in our armed forces, to protect our country here and worldwide. We respect our veterans and can show that by listening quietly to our speakers during their presentation. Veteran, thank you for your service to our nation. Thank you for your sacrifices and your willingness to serve our country. You endured hardships and were willing to take risks, your life to maintain our freedom. Veterans, you have done your duty to your families, to your communities, to your fallen comrades, and your country. You have honorably served our nation with a great distinction. And we can never say it enough. Thank you for your veterans, your service for both war and peace. We would like to welcome our superintendent, Ms. Oginski, and we also have some school board representatives here today, Mr. Pyatt, Ms. Maddock Nelson, Mr. Peterson, and Mr. Bordeaux. We also, on the right side, have Mr. Mock, our assistant principal. John is our Marine Corps League. They'll be helping with our presentation of our flag. And we also have Mr. Zenkovic, our speaker for today. So thank you all for being here. At this time, we'd like you to silence your phones. Students don't have any phones, so thank you, but our guests may have phones, so please turn them off. At this time, we'd also like to give a warm welcome to our students who created the wonderful programs that you see in front of you today. So we would like to have our three students come up. We have Gabby, Angelica, and Maddie. Please come to the front. All three of these students are fifth grade students. Girls, you can stand right here in front of the stage. Each of them created a different program, and if you look at that, these are all hand designed. I have the one from Angelica with the flag and our soldiers, and then we also have two other ones that both Madeline and Gabby created. So thank you for taking the time to do that. Let's all please give them a very warm applause. Thank you, girls. You can go ahead and be seated. So at this time, we are going to have Rudy Hangartner. Please come up to the stage. And Rudy is one of our 7th grade student council members, and he is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please all stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rudy, and he's going to make his way back up to our band, so we're going to just take a little bit of a second here so that he can get ready for his instrument. Our 7th grade band includes some representatives from Peace Lutheran. We do have Peace Lutheran joining with us today. Miss Molina is our band director, and they have been working very hard on this program well before the beginning of the school year. So they will be playing Star Spangled Banner, Francis Scott Key, and John Stafford Smith. Thank you. Please stand. Thank you, and you can be seated. At this time, I would like Brielle Schrader and Macy Dewan to please come up to the stage. Both of these students are our 7th grade students that are a part of our student council, and they will each be reading a different poem in remembrance of our Veterans Day. So our first poem is called Veterans Day, and Brielle Schrader will be sharing that with us.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others have died. All of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
Macy Dewan will be reading our second poem. Thank you, Brielle. Our second poem is As We Celebrate Veterans Day by Marilyn Lott.
Did you ever see anything more beautiful than our flag on a breezy day? The freedom that goes with its flow shows exactly what it means to say. It honors all its heroes through all the years of strife. Some have now been long buried, but so many are still alive. For freedom is not an easy thing, but we take it so for granted. We have to strive for one main goal. We have to be united. So as we celebrate this Veterans Day, remember what it means. Remember those who lost their lives and those fighting to give us our dreams.
Thank you, Rudy, Macy, and Brielle. We really appreciate you guys taking some time to speak in front of all of your classmates and our community as well. We are going to be having Mr. Colonel John Zenkovic be our speaker today. He has quite a background, so please listen. And when I'm finished with that, then Mr. Zenkovic will share his words with us on this very special day. Colonel Zenkovic enlisted in the United States Army Reserve as a supply specialist in 1984. In 1987, he commissioned through the ROTC program at Iowa State University of Science and Technology, where he received a bachelor's degree in political science. He served for 7 years in the Iowa National Guard as a mechanized infantryman in a variety of positions. His positions included support platoon leader, infantry company commander, and culminated as an S3 air. Over the next 10 years, he served in the Army Reserve as a reception battalion company commander, brigade assistant S3, team OIC, and battalion S3. During this time, he was mobilized twice to Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, in support of the global war on terrorism. In 2006, Colonel Zenkovic assumed command of the 3rd Battalion, 339th Regiment in Neenah, Wisconsin. The battalion mobilized in March of 2008 as a part of the Regional Training Center North. He also served as a 4th Brigade Deputy Commanding Officer and the Deputy Chief of Staff, G5, of the 108th Training Command. Colonel Zenkovic's last assignment was Senior Advisor to the Afghan National Army, GS, G7, in Kabul, Afghanistan. Colonel Zenkovic is a graduate of Infantry Officer Basic and Advanced courses. The Combined Arms Services Staff School Mobilization Deployment Planning course, the Command and General Staff College, and the U.S. Army War College. Colonel Zenkovic's decorations include a Bronze Star, the Meritorious Service Medal with 3 oak leaf clusters, the Army Commendation Medal, the Army Achievement Medal, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, a Joint Meritorious Unit Award, and 2 Army Superior Unit Awards. He has also been awarded the French Silver Medal of the National Defense. As I said, he has a lot of background, and he's here to share the message today, and we are very proud to have Colonel Zenkovic. Thank you for being our veteran speaker today.
morning. I wish to say a thank you to the students, the faculty, and especially to all of the veterans. Today is a day of celebration for all who have served in the military of this great nation, a day to honor veterans. What is a veteran? Whether active duty, discharged, retired, reserve, or National Guard, whether they served during peacetime or in a time of war. A veteran is someone who at one point in his or her life wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for any amount, up to and including his or her own life. I do solemnly swear that I will defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That is what it means to be a veteran, to raise one's right hand and swear on something greater than oneself. Maybe more than ever before in our history, we need this Veterans Day to be reminded that we have been given by veterans. Today, we see a country divided where political posturing is more important than the ideals laid out in the Constitution, where we fail to listen to the concerns of others, where we want everyone to think as we do. Veterans gave us the right to be offended and the right to offend. They raised their right hand, in essence, for you, so that you can continue to enjoy the freedoms laid forth in the Constitution 237 years ago. Veterans represent the greatest part of our country. They come from all different backgrounds. They are men, women, white, black, citizen and non-citizen, religious and atheists alike. They come from the rural states and New York City. Once they arrive, they are family, no matter what their beliefs. No two veterans' experiences are the same. In our community alone, you have access to veterans who have invaded Japanese-infested islands, others who have faced the might of the Third Reich and froze in the Ardennes forest in 1944. We have veterans who have guarded the streets of a divided Berlin or deployed to Fort Lewis, Washington in support of that mission. We have pilots who flew over the jungles of Vietnam and those that served as nurses in the villages. We have veterans that have sailed on every ocean and guardsmen who trained here at Fort McCoy. Amongst you sit veterans who fought in the frozen rice paddies of Korea, in the deserts of Kuwait and Iraq, and in the cities and the mountains of Afghanistan. Today, it is their service that we honor. Men and women willing to fight for our right to disagree. Times like this bring to mind a poem that motivated me during my 33 years in the Army. It is the soldier, not the minister, who has given us the freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us the freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to protest. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag, who allows the protester to burn the flag. A quote often attributed to Voltaire neatly defines why we must learn to disagree peacefully. I don't agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. I ask that you take this opportunity and remember that every day is a great day to thank a veteran for raising their right hand and swearing allegiance to something greater than themselves. God bless you, God bless our veterans, and God bless America.
Please stand. Thank you. Excellent speech. Thank you very, very much. All right. Thank you, Colonel Zenkovic, for your message today. We really appreciate the time that you have given to us to share this message. At this time, we are going to have our middle school and Peace Lutheran 7th grade band, along with our 6th grade music, sing a song and play the music instruments. The song is called America, arranged by R.W. Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. A big thank you to our band and music students for that song. Now our band will be playing the Armed Forces March, arranged by Michael Sweeney. During this time, we'd ask that all veterans and current military members please stand to be recognized during the playing of this song. All right, a big thank you to Mrs. Molina, our band director, and our AMS band. One more round of applause for our music today. This morning, I do have the pleasure to introduce another Antigo area veteran to you guys, and he's going to do a remembrance for us as well. I would like to introduce Tom Manicheski. Tom Manicheski is a true Antigonian. He was born here. He graduated at the time Antigo High School in this very gym in 1962 and has continued to reside in Antigo ever since. Tom has spent some time away from Antigo, and the biggest part of that time was the years he spent serving in the United States Marine Corps. Tom served as a Marine for 3 years right after graduation here. He saw action in the Vietnam War and was honored as part of one of the first units to land overseas. After his time in the Marines, Tom got married and has been with his wife Sharon for the last 59 years. He is a life member. He is active in our local VFW. He serves as our county commander for the American Legion, is a member of the Marine Corps League, and has been a part of the Honor Guard for the last 15 years. Tom is here today to help us celebrate the 249th birthday of the Marine Corps. It is in its honor he will be reading the Commandant's letter. I'd like to introduce to you Tom Manicheski.
Not cooperate. Thank you. 10 November 2024. A message from the Commandant of the Marine Corps. For 249 years, Marines have served as our nation's sentinels of freedom. As we celebrate our Corps birthday this year, I encourage you all Marines to reflect on our legacy forged in blood on the battlefields since 1775. And to rededicate ourselves to carrying the legacy untarnished into the future. Collectively, we wear the eagle, globe, and anchor, have an obligation to uphold the ideals of self-discipline, warfighting proficiency, professionalism, and personal conduct that define what it means to be a Marine. I know you all are all up to the task. 20 years ago this month, Marines fought and won the Second Battle of Fallujah, a brutal, grinding house-to-house fight whose victory ultimately paved the way for the stabilization of the Republic of Iraq. Often in Iraq, there were no true front lines, and by necessity, Fallujah was a battle in which every Marine fought, demonstrating once again our cornerstone philosophy that every Marine is a rifleman. Our history bears witness to Marines of all stripes picking up their rifles and fighting for the Corps and country when the call came. From Wake Island to the Chosin Reservoir to Quezon to Camp Bastogne, every Marine fought. Our future battles will be no different. Our rear areas will be as vulnerable as our front lines, and every Marine from our infantry battalions to our aviation squadrons to our headquarters and support elements will have to stand hand when called. Preparing for the threats of the future requires the same exceptional standards and ironclad discipline that all the hallmarks of a Marine of the Corps. 20 years ago in Fallujah, our predecessors staunchly adhered to these virtues, earned our nation's trust, and ensured the U.S. Marine Corps would remain the most feared fighting force in the world. It is our sworn duty to uphold these standards and stay true to our core values of honor, courage, commitment. Though technology and equipment change, the Marine Corps culture excellence must not. The road ahead is far from certain, but our ethos will never change. Every Marine a rifleman, and everyone fights. As I've said before, it is the honor of my lifetime to be a Marine and serve as your commandant. I'm proud to stand alongside each of you, and I'm excited to see that the future holds for our corps. When I travel to visit Marines here at home and deployed around the globe, I find absolute confidence that this generation of Marines has what it takes to uphold our core legacy and prevail in all conflict we face. Happy birthday, Marines. Semper Fidelis. Signed, Eric M. Smith, General, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
A big thank you to Tom, and happy birthday to our Marine Corps. Next, we will have our flag folding ceremony. Tom Manicheski and Tara Deppes will moderate each of our folds today. The American flag is a symbol of our nation's unity. It carries the message of freedom and inspiration for Americans both at home and abroad. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans departing our ranks who gave a portion of their lives for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature, for as American citizens trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well as in times of war, for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. For in the words of Stephen Dakar, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is for where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all her enemies, whether they are found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for mothers, for it has been through their faith, their love, their loyalty and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great has been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to the father, for he too has given his sons and daughters for defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold represents the lower portion of the seal of King of David and King Solomon and glorifies in the Hebrews' eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold represents an emblem of eternal and glorifies in the Christian's eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The 13th fold, or when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our nation's motto, "In God we trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights and privileges and freedoms that we enjoy today. Thank you again for those who helped in the flag folding ceremony. Next, we will have our rifle salute. It will be taking place outside. Following the rifle salute, Nolan Foley will complete our ceremony today by playing the taps. Please stand if you are able. We will be facing the east entrance of the gym, the main gym doors, for our rifle salute and playing of the taps.
Thank you very much. Nathan, you did a wonderful job with taps and a wonderful rifle salute outside. Students, you did a great job listening and participating in today's veteran program. Again, we would like to thank our veterans and community members for being a part of this program that we present to each of you today on an annual basis. And we would like our guests, you can go ahead and stand up and you can head on out that front door before we start dismissing any of our students. So thank you again. Yep, give everybody a hand. Nice program.